Welcome to Hair Talk Live. Doing one of my favorite hair hacks here. I'm just going in with my Tearsheet large tooth carbon comb. And I'm combing through. It's a mannequin that I've worked on before, but don't we all have guests that come in that previously have had their hair shaved and it's grown in a little bit and they come back and it's always so hard to find your original style. The original line that you had. So one of my favorite hair hacks is to go in and just elasticize all the hair that was previously cut. Or if I'm doing it for the first time, I'll just go in and do this the first time after I get through figuring out through my parietal ridge. Hey, how you doing? Welcome to the team. Melissa, I'm waiting for Aaron to jump on. Hey. Everybody feel free to let me know where you're from. But yeah, one of my favorite hair hacks is just like going in and if you really want a clean line when you do this to your guests and want them to come back to you and only you over and over again, if you're very, very meticulous about how you go about shaping them up when their hair is short, they're not going to go to anyone else but you. Quick and easy way to do this, and I'm just putting elastics in to separate out this mohawk section that I've created. It's not going to do anything in particular really great, but the idea behind it is just to make sure that I have control of this hair before I start to trim her up. How you doing, Aaron? Welcome.
How are you?
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday today. You know what today is? It's Hair Talk Live Day.
Right? Today's
What's
a good
going on
day.
with you, girl?
Nothing and everything. How are you?
All is well. You know, I can't complain. And if you do complain, there's nothing really that you can do.
No. You know what? There was a time when we had nothing to complain about.
Absolutely.
Now there's so much to complain about, it could get scary.
Alrighty, guys. Welcome, everybody. My name is Andrew B. Beauty, and this is Hair Talk Live. Join us every Monday at 4 p.m.
Absolutely.
Live here on Instagram.
A mannequin over there.
You said what?
I said, I see you got a beautiful mannequin over there.
Oh, you know, we're going to play around with some coloring today, you know, on Hair Talk.
Awesome. Well, and like I explained to everyone before you came on, I have a mannequin that's been previously, we shaved her around the edges, but, you know, she's a little bit long, so I'm going to take her down shorter. But my hair hack is to go into my mohawk sectioning, and I have her separated with elastic bands. And by putting that hair into elastic bands, it allows me to give the same exact service every single time. The biggest thing that people who wear undercut, crazy short, or buzz is that every time they go to the salon, we do something different. And so this allows us to do the same thing. If you look at her hair color too, this is a beautiful, I lifted this mannequin's hair. She's natural level 6, of course, with pivot point, the Erica mannequin. And I just bumped it up a little bit, toned her with Redken Shades EQ, 10 VV, a little bit of 10 GI, and then I did an overlay of the so-called Colton Lavender Macaroon. So you can just see that wonderful, hey Viv, can't wait to see you, Viv. You see this wonderful lavender reflect in the hair, even though you can see the base color. All right, your girl Melissa's on. Say something to her, Aaron.
Hey, Melissa, what's going on, girl? Melissa's on here showing us some love over here.
She is showing us some love. She's showing us how to do it.
I keep telling Melissa that she got...
Boom, they're hitting me in the heart. I love it.
I keep telling Melissa that she has to come on the Hair Talk Live.
Yeah, we can't do it without you. We really cannot do it without you. I hope everybody by this point is grabbing their mannequins and getting them out. We're trying to elevate the art of practice over here. It's going to allow us to be ready for anything and everything that comes in the future. So I'm going to go in with my trimmer, and I'm going to start to trim her up because, you know, I got attachments. We can do it freehand as well. So whatever you're comfortable with, or with me in the salon, I'm very honest. A lot of times I'm moving through my day on a certain pace. And so I do well when I use my trimmer and my attachments and all those things that go with it. How about you, Aaron? How are you in the salon?
Oh, I am doing well in the salon. I am busier than ever. You know, everybody's trying to get that Memorial Day look, the Memorial Day highlights and everything. So I thought that today I show you guys some lightening services and stuff like that, a little tips and tricks and everything. So today I'm going to be working with a little bit of Joico blonding agents, pretty much too as well. Let me just make sure because I literally just had a sample of this. This is the Joico Blonde Light, and that is their brightening powder. It's more of a clay-based lightener too as well. I'm using about 30 volume with this. These packets is about 1.5 ounces of product, and so I'm going to double the solution and give it about 3 ounces of 30 volume. So as you guys can see, I have this mannequin that I did that really nice razor cut on, had a whole bunch of flips. What did we call her? I forget what her inspirational look was, but in the front here I have the bang area sectioned off, and I'm going through with a paddle with a balayage board and also a really nice small application brush, and going through and adding some really nice points of lightness in the front of her hair. If you guys already knew, if you guys been watching Hair Talk Live, I had already had this mannequin already previously colored. I just wanted to go over and show you guys some really nice balayage techniques.
Awesome. Here. Melissa, we're loving you too. I'm seeing all the wonderful things you're showing out there. She said, Andrew, nice shirt. I love it.
Ain't nothing wrong with sporting our Hair Talk Live shirts.
Right. Hey, I got mine on too. Hey, Melissa. Hey.
All right.
Let me get my cape down here. Hey. But yeah, I'm going in with my Fabulous Pro. If you ever had a trimmer set that works really well, this is my one, and my other favorite one is the one Aaron's got over there.
Yeah.
I thought I would use this one today. Aaron got the gold and the Fabulous titanium, the newer one that they came out with, which is just fabulous. And so I love their brand. I love how powerful their clippers are and trimmers. I love that they don't overheat. They don't get warm. You can take your time and be as meticulous as you like, and it doesn't turn against you. It's all about a product. As I use my trimmer, because I'm using a trimmer, it takes on a smaller area. She said, you guys are so cute. Thank you. No one's cuter than you. I'm so excited that you're on this team. But we're going in, and I love to use like a scooping motion when I use my trimmer, even my mannequins and also in the salon. Why? Because it automatically bevels the hair. It allows me to take it clean and even all the way up. If I were just to go in and bring it right back out, I have these heavy lines, and I know my guests are not looking for those heavy lines. So I am going in, we're scooping, and that nice little edge just kind of takes away anything that is uneven. And then as I get tight, you can see how tight I can get in there. And because I have this hair elasticized, it's allowing me to get in there tight, not have a ledge, and not take any extra hair shorter that we really don't want to. So I think of anywhere, the hair hack for this adventure this afternoon is in, go ahead on silky hair especially, but even on curly hair, find your sectioning on the parietal ridge like I've done when I have my large tooth comb. Can you see that? Where that hair form comes away. Hey, when that head form comes away from the scalp, that's where that head form has turned. And then you want to find that, map out how you want your sectioning to be for your short haircut. Because this is this, they say 'tis the season. This is the season where my guests are coming in for balayage. They're coming in for the ones who always wanted to do a short haircut. This is the time where they're going to rock it. Everybody wants to feel new and great and fun. This season, we've all been through a lot, and our hair is one of the easiest and fastest things to change. And I'm just all about it. I'm all about it right now. So you can see I went in and I texturized her. In real life, I would take my guard off. I go all around this head form, edge her out. When it's a mannequin, not so much. This hair is rooted, and it's going to go the way it's going. But we would go ahead through and we would go ahead and edge that out. Okay, and so to start with this again, I use my level 6 hair is what I started on. This is a pivot point mannequin, Erica. I use Redken with the flash strip that has the bonder in it. You can get that so that it's a powder form that you mix, and then they, of course, now they have those wonderful bricks that you can separate out and turn it into it. The other thing, this mannequin's hair, you can see her length of what she was all the way around once I take the elastics out. I'm going to go through and just revive this haircut. I want you to think like rocker chick, but a little bit exaggerated. I want you to think like Pink's hair, but when it's grown out more.
Okay.
Want her to really have that feeling of doing something different, being able to rock it to one side or the other as well as throw it back. Short hair has become so versatile. And everyone, it's been, everyone's wearing that really, really long hair. But still, when you see that girl or that person that comes in, the reality of it is that you really want to give them something new. And so for that guest that's coming in with that kind of hair, a disconnected haircut is just everything. It's so everything. So Melissa's saying primo on the balayage there, Aaron.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, everybody, welcome to Hairtalk Live.
I love it.
I know. I Jacob. Aaron balayage, beautiful, beautiful.
Yes. Yeah, so as you guys can see, I just have the first section sectioned out, in which that includes just a little bit of the top part of her crown going into her sides, and I also included the fringe area too as well. I'm being very intentional with my placement of my lightener. If you guys are just joining, I'm using 30 volume Joico Blonde Life, and like I said, that's going to process for about 30 to 40 minutes. This is a clay-based lightener, great for balayage techniques. I wanted to show, I know I show a lot of balayage here on Hairtalk Live, but I never really showed it on medium to short hair. And we can't leave out our medium to short hair girls, because they always want to play around with the colors too as well. So as you guys can see, as you guys can see, I'm still keeping that fringe area kind of dark, but she still has that overlay of that points of lightness, as you guys can see with the Joico Blonde Light. 30 volume. I'm going through. You can go through in each section, kind of secluded away with cotton, or you can go through with a little bit of foil too to kind of separate your sections. But since this is a clay-based lightener, I'm going to let that cast harden a little bit, that product harden, and cast a little shape over to where it won't disturb anything that I'm not previously lightening.
Excellent. Sounds wonderful. Well, as you can see, my lady, she has this wonderful faux hawk, I'm going to say mohawk inspired hair style going on. Usually when I do a true mohawk, it's going to sit with inside of the bridal ridge. In this mannequin's case, as you can see, it's sitting right across the top of her crown. And so it's inspired of a mohawk. It's not really a mohawk because of where it's sitting at. But for some guests, they want to have options. They want to be able to have that hair be over directed. They want it to sometimes throw it to one side or the other, to left or the right. And so in that case, I'm looking to leave a little bit more hair so they feel like I'm conscientious of what their end result is and the versatility that they see. And so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go ahead. I divided her hair across the high point of their head. I know that because if I drop my comb on her, guess what? That comb will just go right ahead and bounce on the top. And then I'm going to divide the hair vertically down the back center. Once I do that, if you notice, I'm standing about in front of the side of her ear. And by me standing at the side of her ear, I'm going to turn her to the side of the ear. So where I'm standing, I'm going to over direct that whole center back on the diagonal back line, because she's going to take this hair, she's going to flip it back and away. And I'm going to remove all that bulk and weight, just like that. This is a fast haircut. This is I love Mr. Sam Villa because he does all of these hair hack type haircuts. I dampen her hair with leave-in conditioner. And you can see just how beautifully that hair sits already by dividing it and bringing it all over. That's right. It's all in the details. And so I'm waving out you. I'm keeping going. Once I do this to this side and the back, guess what? I'm going to flip her around. I'm now in front of her side ear. I'm over directing this hair all the way over my hand position. is a diagonal going back. That's also my cut line. I can feel the back of my head, right hand, right up against that parietal ridge at the top, and I'm dropping that angle down, and I'm just gonna go in, I'm taking all that weight. I'm gonna do the same exact thing to the front, except that my hand position in the front is gonna be diagonal forward.
All right. So as you can see, I'm starting to connect into the crown area of my mannequin. I'm doing a balayage technique with Joico Blonde Light 30 volume. So as you can see, I'm going right into that crown. The first section, it was the fringe area going into the sides. Now I'm starting to go into my crown section now. And if you guys, let me just bring it down a little bit. If you see that, my first section, in the first section, I was doing some bead techniques, which I'm going from point one side, just making in each section little V marks with my product. Now I'm going in and just saturating this product in, like I said, the Joico Blonde Light Lightner. And as you guys can see, I'm putting a lot of the product on the ends of my section, and then bringing it up one side. And I'm making sure that I sweep my hair up just a little bit towards the scalp and everything, just so I can have some lightness going into the scalp now that I am going into the interior of this haircut. This haircut, you also want to work off of the client's haircut too as well, especially if their hair is short, especially if it's like medium to short. Definitely work with intention when you're working with balayage techniques. I know with long hair, a lot of people go in and you're able to do the V sections and make your V's and, you know, do whatever you want and everything. But with shorter hair, you got to kind of work a little bit cleaner, a little bit smarter, and a little bit harder, just so that it doesn't take away from the haircut.
Okay. Aaron, there's a question for you there. Millie Costa says, would you ever support chevron or short locks, or no? I've never tried.
I'm not sure what that is, the chevron.
A chevron is like, a chevron point when you like it comes to a point. So instead of you have a V, a deep V, would you do the opposite? Whereas you have a high point and a triangle coming down the chevron.
Yes. So hold on one more time. Would you ever suggest a chevron on short hair? I definitely would, most definitely, and I think that's what I was definitely talking about. Thank you, Melissa, for pointing that out. So definitely, I would definitely go in with that sectioning too as well. Not going in with a lot of points of lightness. I mainly would do a lot of the points of lightness in like V sections around the face, framing the face and everything. But then once I go into the interior of the cut, I would do that. I wish we had Melissa on here because I would love to hear how that word is actually pronounced.
Right? Awesome. What I'm going to show you now is the front. As you can see already, I divided that front in half, right down the middle. This sectioning, if I wanted to, I could bring it all back. I have my finger right on my parietal ridge at the highest point. I'm really over-directing that line coming down, but it is toward the front. If I were to drop a P on the back of my nail here, it would drop off toward the front of that hairline. And that's true because that's where I want this hair to lay. So some people, we know that in the salon, we take our time and we subsection, right? And we comb this hair right in. We bring our finger. I can see my shortest point from where I cut before. There's my angle. There's my line. And I'm removing that weight. For other people, if we were going to do this as a hair hack, right? We could take this entire front section, create that tension all the way through. Notice I'm using the little teeth. I'm getting all that tension and I'm going in and I can remove all that weight at one time. And what I will get in my end result is this crazy, dramatic front in the end. So it's very simple. Hey, how you doing, Natasha?
I was about to say you got a hey, Darlene.
But the reality of it is that by creating different finger angles and practicing them with, I have a long piece here. You guys, that's from the other side. Don't worry. And practicing them, what it will give you is the ability in the salon in real time to acclimate yourself and change up the look that your guests want at a moment's notice. And so, of course, in the salon, we could section, we could do all diagonal forward lines every 1/4 inch, bring it in, take that weight, do the same thing all the way to the front. So if I mimicked it, it would look like this, and then it would look like that. Or we can do a Samvia style, right? And Samvia teaches these wonderful hair hacks, wonderful finger position inside of a haircut. But what it teaches us in these classes when he does that is how to hold our fingers, where our knuckles should be, where's the parietal ridge at inside of this haircut. And that way you can give them this wonderful look over and over and over again. Thank you, Melissa. I appreciate that. Oh, I know you love it. I'm loving it too. There's nothing I love more than when I see a guest. There's nothing more liberating, I think, when they get a haircut like this, when they're just done and they decide they're going to do things their way and they're going to rock that hair out. And when they go in with a look like this, it just makes them so powerful. You know, like one of my favorite quotes is like, nothing changes everything but a new haircut, you know?
All right, so yes,
sometimes
that's
you
a
can
good
start
one.
all over in life just by changing your hair. And this is one of those haircuts that would allow you to do it. Go ahead, Aaron.
All righty. So now that I'm going up into the interior of the crown, now I want to start adding a little bit more, just kind of blending things out. So as you guys can see, I did kind of separate my top crown section into two sections. Now I'm going in with my foiling comb. Shout out to YS Park. These are YS Park foiling combs too as well.
Right?
Yeah, I know. A great deal over there. I meant to message you the other day. I found
that's okay. Look what I got. I love this comb from them.
Oh, okay, you got one.
Love
okay,
it.
Okay,
love
cool.
these combs. YS Park is just so amazing. I've had this comb for so long and it just holds up. One of my favorite detailing haircutting combs.
Yeah. Most definitely. So as you guys can see, I'm taking my foiling comb and just going in and weaving some sections. As you guys can see that, let me show you guys. As you guys can see that, I gave it a really nice weave section right up and through, because as we're going into the interior of the crown, you want that to really blend out. Like I said, we're going off of this haircut. I'm working with intention when it comes to this balayage. The lightning service, if you guys are just joining on, give me that comb. Somebody take it. Melissa.
She said, give me that comb.
Give me that comb.
I'm going to send it to you. I got an extra one. I'm going to send it to you.
Right. Right. So,
you got to give me your, give me your breast so it gets there.
Yes.
She's probably like, don't play, you know. So as you can see, I did both sides of this haircut. If she wanted to rock this hair up and over heavy, she could. She wants to throw it back to the side. Could this same haircut work just as well on a man? Absolutely, right? Mm-hmm. Even though it's a man, this hair is short, we still want to find this parietal ridge. We still want to find the high point of his hair. We still want to recognize whether we're with the lines that we're using in that haircut, so that it sits properly and so that they can rely on the quality of that haircut over and over again. Now, it says, now you got to come to Vegas. Don't play. I'm close. I would love to go to Vegas. I would love to go somewhere warm. Where they keep saying just a little more time, right?
Oh, right. Right.
Just a couple more months. So what I'm going to do now with this haircut, because for some people, this will be the end of the haircut. I don't know if you guys noticed, but when I did come into this section and I brought the hair all the way back and I over-directed, I had a long hair. And what did I do? I didn't just cut that long hair off down here. I brought that hair right back into my sectioning. I brought my fingers into my line of being diagonal forward. I made sure I cut that hair in the space that I wanted to cut it in originally, even though it was just one extra hair. Why? Because the reality of it is, by doing that, you're creating a standard within how you cut hair, and you're allowing all that hair to sit exactly where you want it to be when you're all done. And that way, if my guest wants to blow her hair dry and rock it out, she can, and it's going to be fabulous. But if my guest decides that she wants that hair to air dry and just throw her favorite air cream in it, or texture curls in it, because you can, rock it in that way, she's going to be able to rely on the fact that what's disconnected should be disconnected, and what isn't disconnected isn't just a long hair that's hanging. We don't want stragglers. unless it's intentional. The next thing I'm going to do is go into my crown. We talked about finding the crown before. There it is, right? That's where my comb is balancing. And if I took a section all the way across horizontally, above, basically I'm staying in that area above the tip of the hair. This section is going to be probably about a 1/4 inch wide. My idea isn't that I feel I need to take that whole section. What I would like for you to see is that when I bring this hair straight up, my side corners on that perimeter, boom, they end right here. Can everybody see that? Let me get close. If I were to bring the side corners in of this haircut, because this is the round of her head, you can see that hair dropping out of it. Boom, 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 and I'm letting it drop. And right about there is where I stop getting anything off that perimeter. And that hair take you behind the scenes at a circuit display show. All right now. Now, don't say it twice. I'm telling you, I'm coming. And got that. So now I have a horizontal finger position. Can you see that? Straight finger angle. I'm in that top crown. My parietal ridge on this side, as well as on this side, has fallen away. And there I feel that extra weight that I want to remove from the hair. Can you find where you want to take the weight out? I love this haircut. I love those angles. I did not go through all that trouble to over-direct that hair to go ahead now and cut it off. So there it is. That's my shortest piece. I want the crown. She wants volume. She wants this hair to move. So do I. This is going to allow her to do it. And then by creating these wonderful layers in the crown and removing that weight, it's going to give her a haircut that can grow. My next section going forward and toward the back is the same. 1/4 inch forward. But now I'm taking these sections and I'm over directing them back to my original guide. So if I turn her sideways, I don't know if you can see it, but if I turn her sideways, boom, I see my original section. Can you see my original section right there that I took? And then there's the one in front of it, and I'm over directing it back. If I continue to work this way, going forward to the hairline, what I will get by the time I get to the front is when I trim this, and I'm straight up here at this crown, look how little I'm taking off. I'm just taking off that point. And sometimes we love those edgy looks, but when we leave that heavy point in the front, we leave that hair without any ability for it to sit and to move properly. And so there, I have my front done. Doesn't look too different, but now when I blow it out, you ever see Pink when she's flying through the air in concert, and that hair just sits up there in that top and it just holds, and I think, man, what product is she using?
You know what?
As a hairstylist, I mean, she's singing, she's swinging, she's flipping, and
probably some powder play.
What hair product is she using, And
some powder play.
What, and yeah, it is a product that she's using, but she has got a fabulous haircut inside of that hair. Absolutely. What do you want to say, Aaron?
Oh, no, I just wanted to say powder play. She probably definitely plays around with Redken's powder play.
She can stop Redken in her hair.
Thank you.
Most agree with you. It's all about the Redken, right? I think that she's using something in her hair. It could be Redken. It could be sexy. It can be, I just did education on hair that is for, more or less naturally curling hair. Those product brands have got some amazing pomades and things in it as well. So the reality of it is, I don't care what she's using in her hair. That haircut is on point. And that's what I want to be. I'm practicing so I can be that hairstylist.
Alrighty, guys. So this is the finished technique. This is the finished technique of what I had to do too as well. Today I wanted to showcase balayage on short to medium hair. This is that mannequin that I used. So this has been cut with a razor and everything. So I decided to blank out my canvas. I used a little Rusk 10 minutes, ready, set, go, 10-minute hair color real quick, 6 in dark natural to go over top of what it was already previously on this mannequin. I'm starting to see just a little bit of lift with the Joico Blonde Life with 30 volume. I definitely suggest using clay-based lighteners on natural hair, natural textured hair too as well. No color, no chemical services being added to that because that's the way it base works at its best way. So right now I used a lot of techniques with small balayage brushes. Hey, yes.
Welcome to
so I used a lot of small base tools to go through and kind of give her a new look, something shiny and something fabulous for the summertime.
Awesome. Awesome. I love it.
There we go with that. I have to turn on a curling iron for my next one.
That's okay, because I'm going to turn on my hair dryer. So what I wanted to share with you, I decided my guest is going to rock this hair in either direction. And a great way for me, like when I still have like a heavy front like this, and I'm a little bit concerned that that hair might be too heavy and it needs to be texturized more. And I love the texture. You know, I love to go in and I can point cut. If I did that, it would look like this. And then, of course, you fold your knuckles in, and you see how it automatically fan that hair? If you missed that, let me show you again. But you can go in any section of hair, and you can see that, you know, this is what it looks like straight. I'm pinching it between my fingers, and just by closing my finger down, I can create this separation. And then I can go in and I can easily point cut anywhere that I'd like to take a little bit more weight out. You see how easily I did that? It looks like this. And then we're just bending our fingers, and then it created that wonderful fan. And then I'm able to go in, I can point cut, but I'm still keeping all the length. So for that edge, I kind of like that movement. When I get into the middle, I can still continue to do the same thing, but I don't want it to be too heavy. So a cool thing to do is to go in with your blade, and I'm just weaving in and out. And then I'm creating my diagonal forward line. Can you see that? And I'm just ever so gently carving the weight out of the front of that hair.
Ooh, that's a bold technique.
Yeah, so amazing.
How do you explain that to a client?
How do you explain this? They want their hair to have, you know what I said to them? I would love for your hair to have longevity. I would love for this haircut to feel wonderful to you by the time you get to that 4-week mark, as it does for you today. So a great way for me to create that in your hair is if I can remove some of the weight. And you can watch me. You're going to see how much hair is still there when I'm all done. But I am going in, I'm leaving that section. Because, you know, let's think about it. The people who are rocking that curtain bang this season, they're having all the fun. You know, that hair is twisting in there. I've seen curtain bangs where the front centerpiece is dink is right there, you know. And then I see other ones where they bring it all the way down to right at the bridge of the nose, and then it separates from there. But that fun movement that's created inside the hair, that's something that, you know, I think everyone's hair, that's a little thing that everyone has. You know, it's kind of like, you know, the Pantone color of the year right now is yellow, but then any color that's opposite of yellow, that one's pretty hot too, you know? Yeah. And so we really want, that the feeling and the flavor of this season, you know, that unstructured, fun, throwback kind of feel. We wanted to live even inside all of our haircuts. So there I am. All right, so she's got her weight off of there. The other thing I want to show you really quick is that when I got to the crown that I had done, here's my sectioning I showed you at the very beginning, right? We're straight across here. As I did the same exact thing in the back, my 1/4-inch sections, I brought it right up to that high point of the head, boom, and then I took that weight. I think I'm far away. Let me get up close again. All right, so there's my crown, and so now I'm over directing it to the front, and that automatically gives me, it gives me a gradient. You see the hair that can't even make it? All that hair is not touched, so I'm not damaging or ruining my haircut. If this guest decided, hey, hair by Marlena, I miss you.
What's going on, Marlena?
Right? But if
everybody showing us love
this
today.
Haircut was a haircut that looks great when the hair is shorter, but this haircut is slamming when it's long too. So even though, you know, sometimes when we have a guest with longer hair, let's say she decided to wear the tip of her hair down to the base of her neck, or that back is touching that collar in the back. She said, hey, friends. Hey. By doing your hand position, having that sectioning, if that means that my line, when I did my line this way, and it was diagonal forward, if that hair was down here, guess what? My line, my fingers would be pointing right at that moment, and then my hands would be dropping right down to that area so that I can get that crazy, crazy, crazy kind of over direction. So it's just really, really cool when we rock it out. How's your balayage going, Aaron?
All right, so I kind of switched over from
Melissa
my
says
balayage.
Bumble rocks, by the way.
Bumble and Bumble.
And I do love Bumble and Bumble. I do love
So speaking of Bumble and products, Speaking of Bumble and Bumble, I have some Bumble and Bumble products to introduce to Hair Talk Live today, guys. So today I used, for this mannequin, of course, this is the mannequin that I did last week. This is the Bloomin' Orchid by Matrix So Color Call, going into the Flamingo Fuchsia. The Flamingo Fuchsia is this really nice deep pink that's on the bottom here, and then that Bloomin' Orchid is right at the top at the base too as well. So speaking of Bumble and Bumble, I used the bond building shampoo and conditioner on this mannequin just to kind of wash it out. As you guys know, last week I did like a thermal set on that, and I also pinned it up too as well. So go back and watch last week's episode if you guys missed it. But so today I just kind of wanted to reset this mannequin. I washed it, like I said, with the bond building shampoo and conditioner by Bumble and Bumble. I also used their product too as well, the repair styling cream too, as I blow dried this out. This is great for a style builder and a multitasker. All their products too have a little bit of thermal protection and with a little bit of UV protection too as well, to catch against those, the environment. Speaking of environment, did you get gas?
Absolutely.
Have you gotten gas?
I'm so fortunate because where I work at, we have a Costco that has gas there at the building. And so I love that because it's just so convenient. Plus, when I got my new car, I promised myself that I was not going to get gas at a regular gas station. That's my promise to me.
Oh, you fancy.
It's like all the other promises we make to ourselves as hairstylists, right?
Right.
We promise ourselves that we're going to whatever percentage of our annual income, we're going to give 1% of it at the end of the year back to give ourselves new tools, right?
Absolutely. That is very true. Absolutely.
So
hold on, before you go into your thing, real quick.
Promises, but it works, it makes
you
more mindful, of where you're putting your bottom dollar. So I'm not going to blow her dry. I'm going to go ahead in my story and blow her out and finish her out. She's going to rock it like a rock star. I love seeing her just like this. I love throwing it back away. I love when she takes her hair and she's running it through. This has been a year for everybody. The last couple of years, I don't need to tell you that. But I've noticed that my guests are a little bit more undone. They're just kind of, everyone's loving that finished, not finished look. Everyone loves the unstructuredness, especially inside of a short haircut. I'll have a guest like this, and she may come in, and I'll just put a braid going across the front. Let's do that for her. But they're really okay with that hair. They want something cutesy and fun, but they're not necessarily looking for it to be done to the nines. Maybe because, we're not going as many places yet. But, the reality of it is we want to be versatile, too, and mindful of the space that, everyone's in. And so this allows me to go, and I'm just doing a really basic 3-stranded Dutch braid, right? Where we're crossing the iterations over the front. Can everybody see that? Just real cute. Who says you can't rock a braid when you got short hair? Oh, yes, you can.
That's true.
Yes, you can. How you doing, Lily Jean? But the reality of it is, when we style hair, do things a little bit differently with it, play with it a little bit, it allows our guests to see another side of themselves, especially when they decide to wear that short. So I'm going to go ahead and blow it out later. I don't want to kill you guys with the sound of my blow dryer. My Dyson's beautiful, but she's powerful.
Absolutely.
For my last look today, I thought I'd play around with our mannequins that Hairbrain was so kind enough to give us. I have a mannequin here. She has a little bit of a wave to her hair. And I thought I would just do a really quick Bun Updo that anybody could do in the salon. For the first time this year in a while, we had prom.
Right, shout out.
Did you shout out prom, Aaron?
Yes.
Just a little bit, and it felt so good. We only had a couple girls, but the guest that I had, her mother sent me a picture, and she couldn't be more beautiful. Could not be more beautiful. And I was just so proud and so grateful. And she was such a sweetheart because she's a guest that I had done for the first time, probably when she was about she had to be maybe 6 or 7 years old, maybe 7 years old. And she was one, naturally blonde that decided she wanted blue or it was purple. She wanted purple in her hair. And so way back then, I made the bottom of her hair purple. And now all these years later, I'm doing her hair for prom.
Wow.
I know, right?
Look at how we go full circle with these clients.
Absolutely. You know, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm doing really quick, unless you want to tell me about what you're doing. You want to tell me what you're doing?
Before I stop and everything. So I am just using this my Babyliss flat iron just to kind of go over and kind of give this mannequin some really nice waves. But I'm setting it with that thermal mist protection spray by Bumble and Bumble too as well. This goes along with the bond building series over there at Bumble and Bumble. So check this out. This can be applied to damp or dry hair. A nice even mist over top before you add thermal protection. I mean, before you add your thermal tools and stuff like that too. But yes, go ahead.
All right, all I'm doing is taking my lady, I just combed her out. I'm using my Tearsheet comb. I love this comb. I love this comb because I want this second parting that is going over the top of the ear to come down, and the easiest way for me to get it clean, boom, is to drop my comb in and let it touch the top of the ear. And then I'm automatically where I want to be. If you think the tools that you use don't matter, you're kidding yourself. Inside of my kit, you know, when I work editorially, I want this comb in it because I know this comb gives me it gives me an extra set of hands a lot of times, but it also allows me to get to where I want to get very clean and very quickly. So what I thought I would do is show everyone really quick to do how to do a really pretty get the hair up bun hairstyle using one of those bun inserts that we all see everywhere. Mine's from a company called My Kitsch, right?
My Kitsch.
Shout out My Kitsch.
I knew it was coming.
Work, right? You know, products that work. And so basically, I'm just sectioning this hair out into 4 sections, like this. So you're seeing in the front, 1, 2, and in the back, it's going to divide up the center. Divide down the back nape section, 3, 4. Once I do that, I'm going to take my comb. I'm going to go in across the bottom of the crown area, and I'm going to take this whole section of hair, and I'm going to put it in an elastic. So I'm trying to work so you can see me, but I'm also trying to work so I can move quickly because I know we are almost out of time.
we got so 15 minutes.
Once I do that, I'm going to go in with my elastic, and you're going to see how quick I work to do this, and yet I'll get a really great result. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my bun insert. And I love these type of pins. These are serrated pins. Hey, welcome to Hairtalk Live. A serrated pin does a really good job of holding things and locking it. And notice that, you see that ponytail is? It's underneath it. So I'm going in and I'm just going to lock that this hairpin in right on top of that elastic. And to make sure she has extra strength, I will go in with 2 on the sides. Everybody got that?
Hey.
That's right. If you got that, you can send me a heart. You can give me a hey, like my man Aaron. You can sit and watch. That's
right.
how I learned.
You can pull out a mannequin and keep on going.
Right. Absolutely. Next I'm going to do is take this section of hair. And all I'm going to do is take different sections of hair and continue to wrap it around this head form. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is take the bottom of this that I just had hanging down because, you know, I put that right on top of there. And I'm going to just take this hair. I'm going to fold it up. My favorite hairsprays when I work to do an updo, I love the company of Lanza. They have that Lustrous finish healing hairspray. I love Tearsheet. Again, this is the Tearsheet brush. I love the tail on it, because that Tearsheet brush is going to allow me to brush this hair, smooth it, and wrap that tail around like I'm just doing the most in the least amount of time.
Right.
So I'm going in with my hairpin. I'm just going to hold it there. Boom. I'm going to move quickly. And then this was divided from left to right, and the bottom, yes, the back section from left to right, the back nape. I'm going to grab the one section. I'm going to bring it up, wrap it around. How am I going to keep it smooth? I'm going to use my Tearsheet brush to keep it smooth. Hello, hello. Welcome to Hairtalk Live.
Have you ever watched Patrick Cameron?
I think he is terrific. Yes, I have watched him, and I'm in love as well. The next thing that I'm going to do is, there's so many brands that I do love. Today I'm working with IGK. They have the 1-800-HOLD ME hairspray. It's a little bit firm holding, but I like that when I'm doing this kind of work on the average person that's working too. Bouncing around in the sunshine, right? I'm imagining that she's going to a festival for the first time in 2 years? She wants to put this hair up and forget it, right? So we're wrapping it around. Do you see my wrap? Wrapping around, and then I'm going to do the same exact thing on the opposite side. So it's been less than 4 minutes, hopefully, and we're halfway through this wonderful updo. And that's, I think for this season, people want you to do something, but I don't know if they want us to do the most yet. Looks great, Darlene. Thank you so much, Melissa. I appreciate it. Anybody that wants to throw a comment out there, feel free to do so. We are wide open to hearing it again. We know we're practicing. These mannequins know we're practicing, and we hope that this inspires you to practice what you love to do as well. Absolutely. I love what I do. I love the people that I get to meet and work with. It allows us to grow, and I honestly believe, through this pandemic and this time, it became our superpower. It became truly what held us all together as a community of hairstylists, and I'm just super proud of that.
We're a year in.
Right?
We're a year in. I can't believe it.
I know. So exciting.
It's absolutely crazy.
Here's another one of my hairpins. I'm just pushing it through, and I got that wonderful anchor. So I'm able to anchor all of that too and get this beautiful, beautiful result. Okay. So you guys can't hear? I'm sorry to hear that.
Instagram is a little
sorry. I got to work on that.
Yeah.
All right. So that's what that back looks like so far. When we get to the front, we're doing the same exact thing. We're just grabbing that hair. Could we have a couple tendrils that we leave down to curl it? Of course. Could we get rid of that center part? Yeah, we can. But right now, this year, everyone's loving that center part. Are you noticing that? Aaron, are you noticing the center part? You can hear me now?
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Everybody's doing that center part with them daggone curtain bangs, child.
So even in our updo,
look, my clients be like this. Can you do this?
Wear that center part. I really do love for them to experience it. So sometimes when I put the hair up, I make sure I move it in a little bit different direction.
Look, sometimes my client be like this, like, can you do this thing?
You're like, absolutely.
Right, yeah. I was like, a curtain bang girl, yes, come on.
It's good though. It's good. I think that I remember a time when I did hair where it seemed like the clients sometimes were more up to date than we were.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because like that new, it is like the style on the street had changed, and as hairstylists, we still be in there doing everything the official way to do things. And so it's so cool now because as a community, we like fight to stay ahead of everything. And then of course we see it in our work and we see it in our guests that leave our chair. And then they trust us, right?
Absolutely.
And we trust them. So it's just a really, really beautiful relationship.
I'm just loving
it. All right. Well, how are you doing over there, Aaron?
All is well. I'm just finishing up with these really nice flat iron curls. I'm going through with that Bumble heat shield. That is their thermal protection mist. That is in the bond building series.
Awesome.
Great for textured hair. Great for hair that needs nourishment and moisture and protection from your heat tools.
Okay, Tally 2004 is in the house.
Hey.
Hey.
What's going on, Tally?
So we are now to that front section. If I wanted to, I could braid her, do something kind of fun to open her up a little bit more, make it a little bit more interesting. But again, I just find as a rule this season, it's become a lot more less is more. And so I'm going to just go ahead and notice how my Tearsheet brush is just really leading the way as to how we want to move that hair. And so there it is. I'm coming and crisscrossing, getting that smoothness going over the center, and I'm wrapping it around. And that's about the look. You know, I can bend those ends in the front. It looks expensive. It looks extra compared to just slicking it back in a regular old ponytail. But it allows your guest to experience a little bit more. And, you know, get her ready for whatever she's excited about attending in the future.
Absolutely. Yeah, because everybody's coming outside.
Everyone's gonna, and we're gonna have concerts this year.
Oh my goodness! Don't even say that. I'm so excited.
Things that we're looking forward to. So we want our guests to start thinking about, wow, what can they do for me? You know what I mean?
Right. Uh-huh. What
and
festive hair?
Sometimes it's not even the guests that we're doing; it's the others in the salon that look over and they see that wow and they think, wow, you know, I would like when this event comes up, this is what I want to do for myself, you know, and that's what we want to give them. We want to give them inspiration. How you doing, Leslie? Welcome to Hairtalk Live. So good to see you today. So I hope that you're getting to a point where you're
I am
doing over there. You want to share anything?
Alrighty, guys. So I finished up with my look. I'm gonna go through with a raking comb just to kind of break this wave up. Of course, I'm gonna finish it off with a little Bumble flexible hold hairspray too as well. I love using the big comb to go through and break up my set. One nice swoop through, and then you create that really nice volume. I'm able to show off that color, that fabulous color. If you guys are just joining, this is Matrix Soul Color called Blooming Orchid and Flamingo Fuchsia. As you guys can see, give me some hearts if you guys are loving the color. And then I'm going to finish this look up with my Bumble hairspray, placing that hair. She's got that really nice volume.
All right, so I'm going to be silly here a little bit, but I have here one of my husband's ties because I felt like with all that was going on with the pandemic, I've not seen this man wear a tie in a long time. So I'm going in and I'm going to have fun. This is one of his fun ties back in his baking days. And I'm just wrapping my bun with it. And I'm going to put a little bow on it. So I'm all about repurposing lately. And I love hair accessories. And I thought, what can I make hair accessories out of around here? You know what I mean?
Right.
So guess what I decided? Some of these fun ties, sometimes you have fun, I don't know, different things, robe ties or things that are just cute that you just held on to it. These are cute go-tos to put inside of hair and updo styles for yourself around the house. So this is for fun. Not for everybody, but it is fun and it's cute and it gives you something a little bit extra.
Oh, that's really cool, Darlene.
Something right around the house.
That's really cool. I like that. That's a nice little trick.
Yeah, we got to do what we got to do. We want to feel fun, and we're not running out the house. And one thing this pandemic did, it made us not run out the house as quick. Right. So we tend to just see what can we find around here that's fun, and it's amazing how it all comes together. You know, it looks kind of cute. And that
includes that hairpiece too as well, right?
Excuse me?
I said that includes that that hair bun too as well, right?
Oh, the hair bun, absolutely. Well, that's our company, My Kitsch. They give you. Melissa said, "Give me your tie, Erin." I'm going to send her a comb and a tie.
All right, she want Melissa.
She said it's
girl.
A Mr. Potato Head tie. Yes, it is a Mr. Potato Head tie. How could you watch that Disney movie and not fall in love with Mr. Potato Head? You knew he'd be fun when you were a kid. You didn't know he'd be too much fun. All right. Wow. I think it's about that time, Erin. What do you think?
I think so. I really do think so. Guys, it's been another great, fabulous episode of Hair Talk Live. You can catch us every Monday at 4 p.m. I am Andrew B. Beauty. And on the other side of this camera,
my name is Darlene. I'm elite stylist. Absolutely love hair. Come on, everybody. Practice with us. Embrace your superpower.
Absolutely.
Have a great week, Erin.
All righty, girl. See you later.
Okay.